Are you curious about Alpine? Stay tuned to learn about life in one of America's most desirable communities. Hi, I'm Teresa O'Connell with Teresa Loves NJ and Keller Williams NJ Metro Group. I'm a realtor in northern New Jersey and love to share information about New Jersey communities and real estate. Alpine is a sprawling community of about 6.4 square miles, sitting atop the Palisades from the New Jersey-New York border all the way to Tenafly. Alpine is a designated tree city with at least 50% of the land undeveloped, giving it a true alpine feeling. And there are fewer than 2,000 residents, making the population density 80% lower than the rest of New Jersey. The rich and famous are drawn to Alpine because it has one of the lowest property tax rates at just 0.759, meaning if a home's combined property and improvements are assessed at $1 million, the property taxes will be $7,590 annually. Compare that to neighbor Tenafly at a 2.618 rate for a similarly assessed $1 million home, and taxes would be $26,180 annually. When homes are running into the millions, that's quite a savings. Most, though not all, of the lots in Alpine are 1 acre or more, giving homeowners lots of space and privacy. The reason there has been limited development in the last 100 years is because most of the land was owned by a few wealthy individuals that built their homes along the cliffs in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Over the years, the estates were purchased and made into parks or developed into neighborhoods. One of the remaining landmarks of a former estate is Rianda's Tower, known as the Devil's Tower. Manuel Rianda, a sugar baron and former owner of over 300 acres in Alpine and Cresskill, had the tower built for his wife so she could look over to Manhattan. When I was growing up, we were told a scary albino man lived at the top of the tower. Not true, but it sure did keep us from going up there. Alpine is 7 miles from the George Washington Bridge, 15 miles from Midtown, and 10 miles from the Tappan Zee Bridge, now known as the Mario Cuomo Bridge. It's also convenient to New York and New Jersey area hospitals and airports. There's public transportation from 9W to the George Washington Bridge and the Port Authority via Rockland coaches. Resident parking at the top of Cloisterdock Road is available with a permit. Alpine has a police force, volunteer fire department, a Department of Public Works, building department, tax department, and municipal court. The volunteer ambulance corps in neighboring Cloister also serves Alpine. Pay close attention when seeking out some of these buildings because signage may be small. Alpine is home to the Alpine School, a highly rated kindergarten through 8th grade public school offering a student-to-teacher ratio of 6:1. Alpine has an arrangement with neighboring Tenafly's high school to send their 9th through 12th grade students on a per-pupil tuition basis where they can build upon their education through extracurricular sports, music, theater, clubs, AP courses, and the opportunity to make new friends. A lot of Alpine consists of the Palisades Interstate Park that runs the length of Alpine and continues to Fort Lee along a scenic drive. There are miles of hiking and cross-country skiing trails and a scenic drive leading to a boat basin with marina for your boat or yacht if you have one. You can stop at one of the lookouts along the Palisades Interstate Parkway to get a view of the famous cliffs and the towns across the Hudson River. There's also a cafe at the State Line Lookout with picnic tables. In northern Alpine, there's a 500-acre scout camp sitting on land donated by John D. Rockefeller in the 40s. Closer to home, Alpine has sports fields and a playground at their elementary school, a nearby tennis court, a baseball and softball field next to the Borough Hall, as well as a basketball court in back of the fire department. Alpine enjoys resident status with neighboring Tenafly, so Alpine residents can take part in any toddler through adult recreation programs Tenafly offers at the resident rate. Alpine also partners with neighbor Cresskill for baseball and softball with the Cresskill Alpine Little League. This is kind of random, but some streets in Alpine have a reputation for giving out great candy during Halloween. So you may see an influx of cars bringing kids from other towns coming in to trick or treat. If you live on one of those streets, take it as a compliment. After all, you have a reputation to uphold. When we're not in a pandemic situation, Alpine has an annual Memorial Day parade to honor veterans and bring the community together. It's a fun time. There are few commercial businesses along Closter Dock Road. For example, a garden shop, gas station, some real estate offices, but there's no downtown. There is one restaurant up on 9W. For most local shopping needs, residents head down Hillside Avenue to nearby Cresskill or down Closter Dock Road to Closter Plaza to do their food shopping, go to the library, see a doctor, have a meal, or meet up with friends at a coffee shop. Rain, sleet, snow, and hail, USPS mail delivery does not apply to Alpine. Residents are required to rent a P.O. box as mail is not delivered here. The upside is, since there's no downtown, you'll probably run into your neighbors at the post office. Few homes in Alpine are connected to public sewers. Usually homes in new developments that have tapped into the sewer systems of neighboring towns might have public sewer access. The majority of homes in Alpine have septic systems. That may give pause to some people who come from New York City or more densely populated areas that have always had public sewers. But take heart. More than 60 million Americans are served by septic systems. Why septic? Alpine is hilly and there are a lot of rocks, making it difficult to put in public sewers. The reason why Alpine has a very spacious, sprawling feeling is because of the strict zoning requirements. Because of the topography and the number of streams that run through Alpine, development of a given lot is limited in order to prevent flooding in the hilly town. If you're thinking of buying a lot to build on, check with the building department first to find out what zone the land is in and what development is allowed. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed learning about Alpine. I've left some links below in case you want to check it out further. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos.